الله تعالى وبركاته. So, hi everyone. Welcome back to Decision Support System. This week we have Chapter 5 talking about data mining. Some of you have some idea about the meaning of data mining, and some others don't know anything about data mining. So today we will talk and we will define what's the meaning of data mining, what's the use of data mining, and which tools and which methods and which process we have in data mining. You hear me? Are you able to see the slides? شايفين السلايدات ولا لا؟ Yes, okay. Like this. Okay, the learning objectives of this chapter is to define data mining as an enabling technology for business intelligence. So data mining is a technology that we will use in business intelligence. Understand the objectives and benefits of business analytics and data mining. Why we are using data mining. Recognize the wide range of applications of data mining. And there is a lot of applications of data mining that we have every day, and in any sector we are using data mining. Each sector where you have a lot of data, you can use data mining. We will learn the standardized data mining processes like CRISP data mining, SEMA, and KDD. Understand the steps involved in data pre-processing for data mining. So in data mining, we pre-process the data before mining the data. So we will understand the steps involved in data pre-processing. Learn different methods and algorithms of data mining. So we will talk about classification, we will talk about clustering, we will talk about association rules. So these algorithms and these methods are really important in data mining. Build awareness of existing data mining software tools. There is a lot of tools, and at the end of this chapter we will see and we will use one of these tools, which is Weka. There is the commercial and the open source softwares. Understand the pitfalls and myths of data mining. Again, data mining concepts and definitions. Why data mining? So we are using data mining because we'll have more intense competition at the globe scale. If your company will use data mining, they will be very competitive. Okay, they will be very, very competitive, and recognize of the value in data sources. There is, so you have data, and there is value behind this data. There is some knowledge hidden in your data. So you will discover this knowledge that is hidden in your data. Availability of quality data on customers, vendors, transactions, web, etc. So nowadays we have a very, very good data regarding quality, regarding accuracy. Okay, so you can trust this data, so you can use it for to understand your business, etc. Consolidation and integration of data repositories into data warehouses. The exponential increase in data processing and storage capabilities and decreasing costs. So nowadays, the cost of hard disks, the cost of data warehouse, decrease, okay? Because this is not really expensive to store data. And the volume of data become exponential. That means it grows rapidly, quickly. There is a movement toward conversion of information resources into non-physical form. Some definitions of data mining. It's not the non-trivial process of identifying valid, novel, potentially useful, and ultimately understandable patterns in data stored in structured databases. Some keywords in this definition: the process, the non-trivial, valid, novel, potentially useful, understandable. Other names for data mining. We call it also knowledge extraction, pattern analysis, knowledge discovery, information harvesting, pattern searching, data dredging. كل هذا يحول حول extract knowledge from the data. This is the most important target of data mining, is to extract the knowledge from the data. Data mining is at the intersection of many disciplines. So to be able to understand and mine your data, you can pass through several disciplines like statistics, like mathematical modeling, like databases. Like machine learning, like pattern recognition, like artificial intelligence, management science and information systems. كل هذه العلوم تتداخل في data mining. Okay, so you have data, so you may use some management skills, some information systems, some databases, some mathematical modeling, some statistics, artificial intelligence, pattern recognition, etc. So you have to know that many disciplines are at the intersection of data mining. Data mining characteristics and objectives. Source of data for data mining is often a consolidated data warehouse, but not always. So most of the time, the data source or the source of the data that we use in data mining is coming from data warehouses. الأسبوع الماضي كان الشابتر بتاعنا data warehouse. Data mining environment is usually a client server or a web-based information systems architecture. Data is the most critical ingredient for data mining, which may include soft and unstructured data. So the most important ingredient for data mining is the data. The data is very important. The miner is often an end user. No? Striking it rich requires creative thinking. Data mining tools capabilities and ease of use are essential, like web, file processing, etc. Application case. The data in data mining. So as we said, the data is coming from data warehouses, and the data is the most critical ingredient in data mining. أهم شيء في data mining هو data. So data is a collection of facts, usually obtained as the result of experiences, observations, or experiments. The data may consist of numbers, words, images, etc. Let's take, for example, the data that we have in our university. It consists of numbers, words, images, etc. The data is the lowest level of abstraction from which information and knowledge are derived. يعني data هي أبسط شيء اللي من خلالها ننطلق إلى المعرفة وننطلق إلى المعلومة. Okay, so according to this picture, we will see that the data is divided into the structured data and the unstructured or semi-structured data. مثال ال unstructured data text multimedia HTML web pages. So these are unstructured data. No structure. There is no structure. For the structured data, we will find the categorical data and the numerical data. Okay, the categorical data and the numerical data. Right. For the categorical, there is the nominal and there is the ordinal. categorical يعني عكس النيميريك. يعني مثلا لما نحكي على ألوان colors. Colors is categoric. It's not numeric. It's categoric. طيب الcolor is it nominal or ordinal؟ لأنه الcategorical ينقسم it is subdivided into nominal or ordinal. الفرق بين النومينال والأوردينال إنه في الأوردينال there is an order. Like for example في الأوردينال we will have متوسط حسن حسن جدا ممتاز. This is ordinal. There is an order. Okay? For the nominal, like the colors, أحمر, أزرق, أصفر, so it is categorical and it is nominal. There is no orders between colors, but there is order between average, good, excellent. So there is an order, right? Do you follow me? Do you understand what I am saying? Yeah, Bennett. Do you hear me? طيب مفهوم الفرق بين الكاتيجوريكال والنيميريكال؟ For the numerical, there is interval and there is the ratio. Interval, that means a value between this value and this value. Interval and ratio, which is one value. Okay. ممكن يجيكم سؤال في الامتحان على هذه الرسمة. Okay. يعني تصنيف الداتا. تصنيف الداتا. What does data mining do and how does it work? Data mining extracts patterns from data. Patterns that mean a mathematical relationship among data items. Patterns يعني أشياء ذو علاقة عندها علاقة فيما بينها. Types of patterns. There is the association, there is the prediction, there is the cluster or segmentation, and there is the sequential or time series relationships. Application case. Okay, here you have a taxonomy for data mining tasks. So in data mining, we have three subdivisions. Data mining, there is the prediction, the association, and the clustering. The most important thing are prediction and clustering and then association. For the prediction, you'll have classification and regression. Okay. For the association, you have link analysis, and you have the sequence analysis. And for the clustering, you have cluster analysis. This is the taxonomy for data mining tasks. So the prediction. So what we have here in this table, we are classifying these tasks under supervised or unsupervised. Supervised or unsupervised. Each task belongs to supervised tasks or unsupervised tasks. So the clustering is unsupervised. So the classification, for example, is supervised. We will learn more about these techniques in the next lecture, inshallah. And here in the second column, you have an example of popular algorithm. Like, for example, in classification, we have the decision trees, we have the genetic algorithm. For example, for the clustering, we have K-means algorithm, we have the artificial neural network, we have SOM algorithm, which are very well-known algorithms. Okay. The time series forecasting, it is a part of sequence or link analysis. The visualization, which is another data mining task. And there is types of data mining like hypothesis-driven data mining or discovery-driven data mining. Let's see some applications of data mining. For example, the customer relationship management, where we maximize return on marketing campaigns, improve customer retention, maximize customer value, identify and treat most valued customers. So here we are dealing with the classification of customers. Are they loyal customers? Do we have to give them some promotion? So this is according to the attributes and the values of each customer. Another case, another application, which is the banking and other financial tasks, like automate the loan application process, detecting fraudulent transactions, maximize customer value, optimizing cash reverses with forecasters. So, for example, in banking, we can classify the customers. I'll give you an example. In the bank, you have some customers. They will ask for a loan or for a credit card. So the bank has to take the decision. Will the bank give the money to the customer or not? Is this customer loyal or not loyal? So will we trust this customer or not? So this will be based on the characteristics of this customer. So, in other words, we will classify this customer, نعطيه أو لا نعطيه قرض. Okay. So this task could be automated using the data mining. So you have a database of the bank. The database of the bank contains the historical data of your customers. For example, the customer with that salary and that social situation and that car and that home, is he loyal or not? So you will classify your new customer based on classification based on the historical data that you have in your bank. Another case study or another application, like retailing and logistics, optimize inventory levels at different locations, improve the store layout and sales promotions, optimize logistics by predicting seasonal effects, minimize losses due to limited shelf life. Another application is the manufacturing and maintenance. You will predict and prevent machinery failures. Identify anomalies in production systems to optimize the used manufacturing capacity. You discover novel patterns to improve product quality. Another example, brokerage and securities trading. Predict changes on certain bond prices. Forecast the direction of stock fluctuations. Assess the effect of events on market movements. Identify and prevent fraudulent activities in trading. Another application is insurance. Forecast claim costs for better business planning. Determine optimal rate plans. Optimize marketing specific customers. Identify and prevent fraudulent claim activities. So as you see, there is a lot of applications for data mining. Also, there is some applications in customer hardware and software, in science and engineering, in governance and defense, in homeland security and law enforcement, in travel industry, and more specifically in healthcare and medicine. And I know that we have a lot of students here from the health science, from the health sciences school. So you have to know that there is a lot of applications of data mining in healthcare and medicine. So they are increasingly more popular application areas for data mining. There is also, we apply the data mining in the entertainment industry, sports, etc. Application is data mining process. A manifestation of best practices, and it is a systematic way to conduct data mining projects. So here we will show you how to apply data mining. Different groups have different versions, and most common standard processes are CREST, data mining, cross-industry standard process for data mining, SEMA, simple, explore, modify, model, and area, and the most famous process, which is the KDD, knowledge discovery in databases. So you have databases and you will discover the knowledge from these databases. Okay. Here we are illustrating the CRISP data mining, from the business understanding to data understanding to data preparation, the model building, then testing and evaluation, then deployment. Okay, so you have to understand that, learn these steps. I will see, you have to understand your business. Then you will understand your data coming from this business. Once you understand the data coming from your business, you will prepare your data. Once your data is ready, you will build a model using this data. Once your model is ready, you will test and evaluate your model, then the deployment of your methodology. Step 1, business understanding. Step 2, data understanding. Step 3, data preparation. Step 4, model building. Step 5, testing and evaluation. Step 6, deployment. The process is highly repetitive and experimental. And here, the business understanding, the data understanding, and the data preparation can take approximately 85% of total project time. That means preparing the data, understanding the data is a very critical step. If you prepare your data accurately, you will be able to apply data mining accurately. Data preparation, which is a critical data mining task. So as much as you have a clean data, a good data, an accurate data, as much as you will have a good result that you can trust, accurate result. So from your real world data, you will do first the data consolidation, then the data cleaning, then the data transformation, then the data reduction, and then you will have the well-formed data. For the data consolidation, it's called the data collection, select data, integrate data. So there is several tasks that you can do in data consolidation. For the data cleaning, several things that you can do in data cleaning, like impute missing values. Sometimes you have missing values in your data and you have to replace them. Reduce noise in data. So sometimes there is noise, there is some information that you don't need, so you have to reduce this data. and eliminate inconsistencies. So, for example, in the date of birth attributes, you write the age and not the date of birth. So this data have to be cleaned. Eliminate inconsistency. فلازم تعويض العمر بتاريخ الميلاد. And once your data is clean, you will transform your data. Like, for example, normalize the data, discretize or aggregate the data, and construct new attributes. Like, for example, you may have several attributes or several, for example, we have several grades for the students, and you may summarize all the grades in GPA. So here we are saying that you are constructing a new attribute called GPA that will summarize the other grades. From data transformation, you can go to data reduction. Reduce number of variables, reduce number of cases, balance skewed data. Here you have the data mining process schema. There is several steps from simple, explore, modify, model, and assess. You can read yourself from this methodology. Application case. Okay. Let's go now with the first method that we have in data mining, which is the classification. And here, let me present something for you. I will be back in 30 seconds. Just I will look for the slides, and I will be back. ما شاء الله، واضح انكم متابعين اللي يقولوا جوهر الحضور، يعني هذا اللي
كان شاغل بالك الحضور، وانا قلت هرجع بعد دقيقة الاقي سلايدات اللي مناسبتهم. شيماء يعني نفس الشيء، الصوت راح. جوهر ايوه ما في صوت. ليلى ايوه ما في صوت. مريم نو فويس. الان واضح؟ لا رجع جود جود. لانكم ما كنتم مركزين ايش قلت انا قبل ما يروح الصوت. anyway this is disappointing. اوكي نعم عفاف ثانك يو. الأستاذ قال شوية ويرجع دقيقة. حصلت لكم السلايدات اللي بفسر لكم منها، وأنتم ما شاء الله يعني سارحين ولا بتتابعوا ولا أي شيء. and with proof يعني اللي تكتبوه هنا في الشات روم proof إنكم ما كنتم متابعين ولا يهمكم اللي أنا بقوله. فوالله يعني I'm bringing an example to illustrate and مش نفسر لكم أكثر. لكن بصراحة ما عندي نفس، والله ما عندي نفس بعد اللي قريته الحين. يعني لو كان يعني بس اني اعرف اني حظلم بعض الطالبات، لو كان يعني ما اوريكم الاكزامبل. طيب شوفوا يا so here I will illustrate. Okay, there is some students that they are following me and this is good thing. So there is several sources of data. If we analyze this data, you will get the knowledge. We have several data, mixed data, integer, nominal, continuous. That needs specific metrics, specific method, specific pre-processing data. So from the data, you can process this data and then you can get the knowledge. And here you have the knowledge discovery from databases processes. So from the data, you will do some selection. You will have the target data. Then you will apply the pre-processing. Once your data is pre-processed, you will transform this data. Once your data is transformed, you will apply data mining. You will get patterns. Then you will evaluate and interpret your patterns and get finally the knowledges. Let's explain for you the pre-processing data. What's the meaning of pre-processing data? First, you can clean the data. So your database could be noisy. So you will clean your data and you will have accurate information in your database. For the data integration, your data may be spread in several support like database, like web pages, like files or papers in your company. So all this data have to be merged and integrated in the same repository. Then you may apply the data transformation. You can, for example, normalize your data. And for the reduction, you may reduce some attributes or you may reduce some items. This is to summarize the pre-processing data. Let's talk now about the data mining. Let's start by the classification and the clustering. طيب وتابع في السلايد هذا. Here you have objects. These objects could be patients, could be customers, could be anything. Each object is characterized by one or more attributes. In this picture, we have two attributes, attribute X and attribute Y. In classification, we have some labels for some points. So, for example, we know that this point and this point and this point belongs to the class green. And we know that this point, and this point belongs to the red class. So we know some information about our data. So in classification, we have labels for some points, and we need rules that will accurately assign labels to new points. So we need some rules, you need model to assign or to classify the remaining points in purple, these points in purple. We need to classify them in the right class. So this is what we call supervised learning, because we will build the model based on the points that we know already, the classification, and after that we will use this model to classify the remaining points. So this is what we call supervised learning. So after applying the model, we will have this classification. Okay, this is the first part. For the second part, which is the clustering. In clustering, so let's see the second picture. In clustering, we have no labels. You have your data without any labels. So your task is to group points into clusters based on how near they are. So you will group your data based on how near they are. So what you will do, you will identify structure in the data. You will identify the structure, you will identify structure in your data, and this is what we call unsupervised learning. So this is what you will identify. You will identify structures. Okay? So that was the difference between classification and clustering. I hope that was clear. I will back to the slides of our chapter 5. Here we will talk about the classification, and in a few slides we will talk about clustering. Just that was an introduction to the clustering. So classification is most frequently used data mining method. Okay, so if you are using data mining, most of the cases we are doing classification. Classification is part of machine learning family. It employs supervised learning. So that means learn from past data, classify new data. The output variable is categorical, nominal or ordinal in nature. Classification versus regression, classification plus clustering, you may do this comparison yourself. Assessment methods for classification. There is some predictive accuracy. So we are thinking about the accuracy of the prediction. We think also about the speed of your classification, the robustness of your classification, the scalability, and the interpretability. So you can compute the accuracy of the classification according to this method. So in classification problems, the primary source for accuracy estimation is the confusion matrix. So you have to read more about the computation, how to compute the confusion matrix, where we will have the accuracy that we computed by addition of TP plus TN divided by TP plus TN plus SP plus FN. So what is TP? What is TN? What is FP? So we call TP is the true positive, SP the false positive. I will give you an example in the next lecture, inshallah, when we will have a demonstration of Weka. The simple split or holdout or test simple estimation. Split the data into two. Okay, I think I will keep this part for next class. So just remind me that we arrived to slide 31. Okay, inshallah. 31 slide رقم 31. Okay. وأتمنى إنه المرة الجاية يعني تتابعوا وبدون نقرأ هذه التعليق اللي يدل على أنكم غير مهتمين وغير متابعين. يعني واحدة بتسأل على التحضير والثانية تقول ما في صوت، يعني تستغرب ما في صوت وأنا I said I will back in 30 seconds. يعني دليل واضح على عدم المتابعة. Okay, بس لكم السلايدات إن شاء الله. Okay, send me an email please regarding this.
I will check the attendance now. If you hear your name, raise your hand. عفاف أبو عيسى. عفاف she is absent. Okay. ثم أحلام خضرة. Okay. عالية خوجة. absent. فاطمة القحطاري. جوهر الغامدي. أبو عيسى. طيب عفاف موجودة. That's fine عفاف. فاطمة القحطاري. فاطمة القحطاني كيف موجودة. جوهر الغامدي. ثم كوثر هساوي. ليلى بحسين. ليلى بحسين عفوا موجودة. مجدولين مغاري. مجدولين شيء عفوا. مريم حداد. ثم نور القرني. ليلى بحسين that's fine. كان دوري أرهاب كويس. نور القرني موجودة. نجود أكرم موجودة. نورة دمنهوري. نورة دمنهوري absent. شيماء البخاري وشروق البخاري. شروق موجودة. شيماء غير موجودة. موجودة. طيب سميرة الزهراني. اوكي. حنان عبد القادر. ثم خلود العلوي. خلود موجودة. نجلة المولد. ثم سماء جرامي. اوكي شكرا لكم. الغائبات هم من عالية خوجة، مجدولين مغاري، ونورة دمنهوري. Thank you so much. Our next meeting will be after tomorrow. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. يعني من المستحسن أو أنت مطالبة أنك تعمل paraphrase، يعني تكتب الجملة من، يعني مثلا لقيت الإجابة في الكتاب، خذ الجملة من الكتاب لكن اكتبها بطريقة ثانية بتعبيرك أنت الخاص. أوكي؟ ما تكتبهاش هي نفسها. أوكي؟ Thank you.